house, nigga. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And before we started officially recording, we just was kind of doing the sound check and, you know what I'm saying, just chopping it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And talking about how, I guess, tell them, I don't want to boast, but I'm about to boast a little bit. Tell them about, I guess, the episode that kind of caught you and why.
Well, for me, you know, I found you through Jazz. Like, you know what I mean? Jazz, you were on her page somehow, and I was just like, okay, I saw some kind of clip, and I was like, so I went over to your page, and I started, you know, seeing your clips and your previews, you know, of your podcast, and then, like, the one that hit me was when you was talking about, like, how you want to kill yourself, man. Like, I was... Yeah. I was sucked in, like, you know what I mean. I was invested, nigga, like, because I was looking at it, I was just like, man, this is a big man, you know what I mean, an ex-athlete, you know what I mean, being this vulnerable, you know. And for me, I was just like, man, that takes a lot of courage, that takes a lot of, you know, heart, you know, that's vulnerability, and that's hard. A lot of men don't want to be vulnerable, especially, you know, a black man, like, that's you know, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, we want to play tough, you know what I mean, because anything outside of that, you know, you're called something different, you know what I mean? And so for me to see that coming out of you, you know what I mean? I'm just like, wow, like, this brother, he's real. You
play, and thank you, I appreciate that, man. Because that was what's funny about that, though, because what you left out, you was like, man, I don't want to cry while I'm watching it, right?
Why you trying to play me? Why you trying to play me?
But nah. I mean, well, shit, I fucking cried on the joint, right?
Yeah, facts.
But what was crazy about it was, like, that particular episode was, like, the first time that I had really, like, talked about it after it had happened. And it had happened, like, in, like, 2006. Yeah. Or no, I'm like 2007.
2007.
So this is like 13 years removed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Clearly I had gotten past it from just like I'm not in that space anymore type of level. But that was really the first time that even though I was really talking to nobody, that was the first time that I was like reliving that situation, but like out loud.
But see, my thing was, I could see that you was there. Like, you took yourself back to that place, whatever. And I was like, yo, like, I was feeling, you gave me goosebumps. Like, I literally was sitting there and I was watching. And I was like, yo, like, man, like this man, he can see it, he can feel it. Those emotions came back.
I didn't, and you know what? Like, I didn't think that it was gonna. I thought I was gonna be cool.
Yeah.
To be 100% honest with you, because how did you? Because all right, so like how long have you been in entertainment?
7 years.
Okay.
7 years now. Like,
so, like,
a little over 7 years, going on 8.
How did you go from just being at a starting point of dreaming it in the room in college to actually getting to the point where you were opening up for people? And the reason, and before you answer, the reason I asked that is because I've personally, like, I've been podcasting for 5 years, but not on my own. Gotcha. I podcasted with Sex with Strangers, a grown folks podcast. We started 5 years ago, but I've only been doing this show for almost 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm, in my mind, I'm still like on the way up the mountain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I have the utmost confidence in my material, in my content, in my production. But what I'm still trying to figure out and master is like how to get, just like in sports, just because you good don't mean you're going to make it.
Nothing, you
know what I'm saying? So like it's all like the in-between nuances and caveats of like knowing this person or being in the right place at the right time, having a little bit of luck. Like, so when I asked that question and said, like, how did you get from just dreaming about it to actually stepping out on that stage and like making it become a reality for you?
So like
So how did you go from football to music? Or was music something that you always did while you were playing ball?
Music was something I always did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my teammates used to be in the living room watching ESPN in the games. Nigga, I'm in the room writing and shit. listening to The Dream and Pretty Ricky and Pleasure P. Like this is me. You
was a shoulder rolling nigga, bro.
I'm in the room going through it, nigga. They was like, why you? They used to always tell me, I wasn't like that. I was trying to play me. I ain't like that. But they used to always be like, why are you always singing? Why are you always writing? Like, why are you always doing that shit? And like for me, in my mind, I was like, man, this is what I'm gonna be doing. Like, because I always had these dreams, right? And it was like the same dream that I was on the stage in front of thousands. I always had this same dream. I was on the stage in front of thousands. I had a mic in my hand and whatever. And I always had this same dream. And that dream happened one day. That dream happened one day. And it brought it back. And I was like, man, I saw this when I was in college.
What happened?
I saw this. Every athlete wants to be an artist. Artist wants to be, athletes. Like, that type of thing. But for me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop doing what everybody else want me to do, which is play football. Because, like, for me, I fell out of love with it once I started playing professionally. And I started realizing it's not about talent no more. Yeah. It's about who knows who. Does your agent know this person? Because I played with a lot of guys that played it, in the NFL. They played on Sundays. And I was like, yo, you wouldn't have started on my college team. How did you play on Sundays?
Man, I don't even want to.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dog.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys I'm like, how did you play on an NFL roster for 4 years and you wouldn't have started on my college team? You don't even start for our arena team and you were on an NFL team for 4 years? Oh, yeah, nah. Like I just fell out of love.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but just that, to me, that's the trap about sports, though. Yeah. Because for me, at least, what those kind of situations and scenarios would do, it would, because ball players know ball players.
Facts.
So like, one ball player knows whether or not another nigga can play or whether he can't.
Facts, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get to a point where you see where that person has been, but then you on the same field as him, and you like, yo, even if I'm not gonna say I'm better than him, I'm as good as him.
Nigga, I'm telling you, nigga, I'm heads and shoulders better than you, nigga.
And I get what you're saying.
That was
right.
me, nigga. Hey, I'm better than you.
But the reason it's a trap though is because like you start to, it makes you mad. Yeah. But it also makes you not ever want to quit. Yeah. Because it's like if that nigga made it, I'm nicer than that nigga. Yeah. I'm just a lucky break away. Yeah. I just need somebody to see me, and I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For me, I was always out there though at practice and stuff, thinking about music. Okay. That was me. I was always thinking about music, nigga. Like it was like I was. So out
sports
there.
Was like
So even like before a game, niggas would be listening to shit that pump you up, nigga. I'm listening to Pretty Ricky, nigga. I'm in there listening to Pretty. Nah, no, I wasn't doing none of that. Hey, I'm in there listening to Tyrese. How you gonna act like that? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I'm listening to The Dream. You know what I'm saying? Purple Kisses, nigga. Yeah. Like this is what I'm listening to before a game, nigga. Because guess what? I'm cerebral anyways, nigga. You can flinch at me, nigga. Guess what? I won't budge. Like that was me. Like when I was playing sports, because like I don't. First, you know ballet. It's graceful, right? Mm-hmm. That was me when I was playing football. I was graceful. I don't need to listen to hype up and be the hoorah. Gotcha. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm graceful. Like, you know what I mean? With ASCAP, whatever, or BMI, whoever you want to go with, like a performance rights organization. I just started learning things. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be in this game, and I plan on being it for a long time, because, like, you know, in the sports world, we grind, right? We don't quit. We don't give up.
Never.
We don't give up. Hey, even if you don't get picked up or whatever, guess what? You grinding in the off season because you trying to get picked up, right? Yeah. And so I took the same mentality, into music. I was like, you know what? A lot of people aren't listening to me around, but I'm gonna win one fan at a time. That was my thing. I'm gonna win one.
Yo, this nigga is me, my nigga. Like,
hey, everybody counts. Everybody counts. I'm gonna win one fan at a time, and it's gonna add up in the long run. Yeah. And the thing is, whatever. And when I say fans, I mean people that like listening to my stuff.
Of course.
Because I don't really see people as like fans, like how motherfuckers be acting like get out my face, and like I see them as supporters, because no one's really on my dick like that, or whatever. Because a lot of the time, the people that are on my dick like that is because they want to fuck or something. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. But it's never no one on my dick because your music is so hard. Like, on my dick so hard. Like, oh my God, like Justin Bieber. Like, it's not even like that. Right. Or whatever. And I'll never pretend it's like that. Right. You know what I mean? Or at least not yet.
Right. Well, wait. Pause, but let's stay there, right?
Pause.
So,
man, don't stop when I get the last one can't be dick, nigga. Hold on, nigga. Cheerios, nigga.
But nah,
hey, Cheerios. Is the last word,
all right,
Cheerios. All right, next, go ahead. Cheerios.
But like, what is what are the differences in, like, I guess your discernment in like people wanting to be around you or wanting to be a part of whatever it is that you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Are there any big differences between like sports and music, or is it pretty much the same? Like, how do the leeches or the groupies, or like, how do they look from afar in sports versus in entertainment? Or is it all the same?
Sports, in sports, you know, they look at you more of like a.
What was your journey like with sports? Entering sports, realizing that you're good at sports, realizing that you could go far with sports,
Yeah.
but then also coming to the realization that this shit is going to end, and how do you transition into something else?
So for me, like, you know,
I don't want to. You still in entertainment, so I'm not going to ask you your age.
Yeah.
But did you ever juice?
Did I ever juice?
Yeah, was you juicing or not? Ever?
No. When I.
How do you handle that though? Like, are you still in? If this is going to incriminate you at all, feel free to ignore or don't answer. But like, how do you maneuver within that space? You know, now, or how did you used to? How do you plan to? Like, as far as like, are you taking all groupies on? Or are you kind of like, how do you pick the right ones? Or are you just not fucking with none of them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you maneuver through that?
I try not to mess with people that support my music, because, like, you know, for me.
Wait, say that one more time.
I try not to mess with anybody that is like a supporter or like a fan of my music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I try not to fuck with them, whatever, because guess what? You fuck somebody and then they, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, that's just so and so. And so now they're just not the fan no more. It's like, oh, I already dipped in that. And so to them, They feel like they know you already, and it's just like a regular thing. Gotcha. And now it's like, okay, I'm not going to be a fan no more. Now you lost out on the fan. Gotcha. Because now because you want to fuck everything. Like, gotcha. You know what I mean? Like,
gotcha.
Been there, done that. Like, you know what I mean? Been there, done that shit. And I was like, fuck, I just lost a fan. This person was buying beanies. This person was buying this, buying that, buying merch, right? And now that they're gone because, you know, I fucked them.
Because
right. Because I fucked them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's now you lost out on a fan. Right. And, you know, and all those fans you fought hard to get or whatever, because it's hard. Fans are scarce too. People, listen, it's scarce, very scarce.
Tell it, and I'm jumping around, but you triggering me a little bit.
Yeah.
So like, how hard is it to get people to reach in their pocket, pull out their wallet, and decide that they want to give their money to you based off of your material? Very hard.
Very hard. That's why we in the stream there.
But like, just kind of like tell, because I don't know if you could tell how triggered I was just by asking you that question, but like, that's some of the shit that I, but as a creator though, I know you with a Patreon, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's tough.
It's tough, hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
people, hey, even if they don't give a fuck if it's 10 cents, niggas don't want to spend that shit. Like, they don't want to spend that shit. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's like,
how do you feel? And now this is the segment where I'm like, now I'm just projecting all of my thoughts in entertainment on you in question form, right? Yeah, but like, facts. So how do you feel about like the path in entertainment to success from men versus women? Like, how do you feel like one has it easier than another, or what are the pros and cons?
It's like a double-edged sword, man, because like women have it hard. Like, it's hard for women to make it, like, especially like, you know, as a rapper or singer. Like, it's hard because, you know, so much is expected from a woman. Like, you know what I mean? Especially entertainment. Like, if they're clothed up, even if they got a nice ass voice, right? But if they're clothed up, right? Like a Tinashe, for instance. Okay. You're clothed up. You have a nice voice, you have a pretty face, but guess what? Like, you're not showing ass, you're not showing titties. We don't give a fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But guess what? If you Megan Thee Stallion, nigga, and you got your booty shorts on, nigga, and you jiggling, nigga, and you talking that shit like I ride a dick, I fuck the dick, nigga, I suck the dick, nigga. Like, oh shit, I want that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how we are, whatever. It's hella misogynistic.
But like, wait, all right. So let's argue real quick, right?
Okay.
But like, I honestly don't even disagree with what you just said. Yeah. But the crazy thing about it is, like, I think it's the women are championing the Meg like the Meg image
and the Cardi B's, and,
as opposed to the Tinashe with the pretty face and a nice voice, but not really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and to me, that makes me look at just the whole dynamic weird, because it's like,
well, what I said by double-edged sword is this. Okay, it's hard for them to make it, but at the same time, if you're talented, you could, like, as a woman and you showing off body and this and that, you can grow up to 200,000, 300,000, 1 million followers, right? Just by being sexy, right? Mm-hmm. And then you can promote your music or whatever. Because guess what? Even if 10% like your music out of that 1 million, what's 10% of a million? That's 100,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's 100,000 people. Right. You know what I mean? Whatever. How hard is it for a man? How hard is it for us to make? It's hard. It's hard. Nigga.
And that's where that's what I'm saying.
In that aspect, it's hard. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, though, as far as people to respect you in the game, for women, it's hard to get the respect. Like, you can make music, you can do this and that, you can be sexy, blah, 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 but it's hard for them to gain respect.
Okay.
To gain the respect.
Give me, because you've been in the entertainment shit longer than me, right?
Yeah. So
give me some game on this real quick, because I'm in the space right now where sometimes it's hard for me to differentiate whether I'm just super competitive, or am I a fucking hater? And I don't think I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't think I'm a hater. But I do know that I'm super competitive. But it's like, I'm trying to figure out the formula as to how to, I don't want to call them hoes, but hoes, right? Hoes, people champion like-minded people.
Yeah, facts.
So in the podcast realm, just on Earth in general, it's popular to be kind of like a hoe right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, and what I mean by that is, like, it's not branded as being a hoe. It's branded as, you know, being free, owning your shit, being who you are. And that's cool, that's fine. But it's like, since that's what's in, people who are doing that are getting pushed to the forefront by thousands, 100,000s, millions of people who want to be the Megs, who want to be the Cardis, who want to be the brash, whatever.
But guess what, though? That fizzles out. You know what I'm saying? And the real talent always surfaces to the forefront. It always does. It takes longer. Yeah. It may take longer, but guess what, though? Are you in it for the long haul, or are you in it to try to get a quick come up?
This is great, right? Because
go ahead.
Because, like, I feel you on all of that, but there's got to be